Welcome everybody to look at a new Arrow video release, and it isn't anything to do with Short Scope behind us, but it is a 4K release for 2008's The Good, the Bad, the Weird. So this is directed by Kim Jee-woon, who also did the fantastic films of Bittersweet Life, I Saw the Devil, and The Age of Shadows. Now this is a Western action film, in the same kind of vein as like the spaghetti westerns of the 1960s, but with its own South Korean spin. And depending on which version you watch, you're either going to be clocking in 130 minutes long or 135 minutes long. So it stars the likes of Kang-ho, who was also in the likes of Parasite, Memories of Murder, Snowpiercer, and The Age of Shadows. Also stars Byung-hun, who was also in A Bittersweet Life, I Saw the Devil, and The Age of Shadows. So obviously the director has certain actors he likes to use more than once. And yeah, they are both once again really rather good in this. Yeah, this is about the good, who is a bounty hunter, the bad, a hitman, and the weird, who is a thief, who battle the Japanese army and Chinese and Russian bandits in a race to use a treasure map to uncover the riches of a legend. Yeah, on the whole, this is a really fantastic film, and it's been a long time since I saw this. So for the first time originally, way back in I think 2016, 2017, something like that. So this 4K release was a perfect reason to revisit this. The cast is great. It is well paced. The action scenes are extremely well done. The score is great. It is well shot, especially when it comes to those action scenes. Has an engrossing plot and it manages to be entertaining throughout. Yeah, even though it is obviously inspired by the likes of the Sergio Leone films from the 60s, um, and obviously it's trying to emulate them into some degree. This obviously is its own thing at the end of the day. It's got its own thematic weight. It's about the kind of like the Japanese imperialism of the late 30s in South Korea. And then obviously when it comes to the action, this is not anywhere near as of its time in regards to like the spaghetti westerns of the 60s, which were of their time in terms of action. This is a lot more modern, a lot more up to date, a lot more fast paced. But it's not any of the worse for it. It's not any stupider or anything like that. It is in fact a very well worthy effort in a lot of ways. Yeah, the 4K itself looks great as per usual when it comes to our video releases. Obviously, they have had in the past some issues with some 4K releases. I think 12 Monkeys was the one that had some issues, but yeah, I've not noticed any issues with this one at all. Granted, I don't have a Blu-ray to compare it against because obviously I've only ever seen it on this 4K release, although there is a Blu-ray release with this as well. But yeah, I never owned this before, so I have no older versions to compare it against or anything such as that. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is sometimes. We also get some art cards with this, which have a poster on the back of each of them, and then we have each individual person in the title. So that is which one is this one? I can't remember which one's which now. Well, I know that guy's a weird because just look at him. um, yeah, that's the bad, and that's the good. Just remember now when trying to look at all three compared to one another. And in fact, this actually comes with a promotional bit of material for a fistful of dollars in it as well. So there's the comparison being really hit home. We also have a double-sided poster, which is on really rather nice thick paper. This is another one that will undoubtedly go up for some time. So it has the original poster work on the one side, and then the new poster artwork on the reverse. Or at least I think that's the new one. To be honest, either of which could be original or new artwork, to be honest. But these both look fantastic, and yeah, kind of split on which one to choose. I'd like to hear your thoughts on which one you prefer out of the two. Then we also have a booklet, or a book more to the case, because it is fairly solid. It's not hardback, but neither is it a one of the lesser kind of booklets that you get with like Eureka or something like that. So yeah, inside you get your cast and your crew, then you get the director's statement, production notes, interviews, then you get the education of Kim Jee-woon on by Darcy Paquette, think that's how you now pronounce the name. And then you get a Manchurian Western redo. Bounty Hunting in a Colonial Expanse by Kyo-hun Kim. And then we get Reflecting on the Irony of Life in the World of Genre by Cho Jae-wee. And then we also get Why Buy Land When Your Country's Stolen? The Good, the Bad, the Weird, and the Violence of Displacement by Ariel Houston. Then production credits and about the presentation as well. So, yeah, we do get shots from the film throughout, as you'd expect in the booklet, which are all nice to see. And in terms of the presentation, so it's presented in its original 235:1 aspect ratio. Both the Korean cut and international cut are presented with a 7.1 audio mix. Not sure which is the longest of the two. I imagine the Korean cut is the longer of the two, but it doesn't actually say for some reason. Usually they break them down. So yeah, the 4K SDR feature masters were supplied by CJ Entertainment. HDR10 and Dolby Vision color grading was then completed by Fidelity in Motion, and then additional picture restoration was completed by R3 Store Studios. All audio mixes were supplied by CJ Entertainment, and then additional audio mastering was completed by Paul Stein, I think that's how you say it, Gislason. And this new presentation of the good and the bad and the weird has been approved by the director himself, which is always, well, I say always, it's sometimes a good sign. Obviously, we have had the recent debacle featuring the James Cameron films, Terminator, True Lies, Aliens, The Abyss, um, being somewhat, you know, underwhelming in terms of their 4K restoration. So it's not always a positive, but I feel like when it comes to a boutique Blu-ray label, it is a positive. You know, you look at Second Sight with The Hitcher, which had the approval, I think, of the director or the cinematographer, maybe both, can't remember which. Um, and yeah, we've had numerous other releases from boutique labels that have had the approval of the director, and they've always worked out fine. So I think in terms of boutique labels, when it comes to a director giving their approval, it's a good positive sign. When it's more of a studio release, like with James Cameron's film, it's not a foregone conclusion, unfortunately. So inside on the disc itself, or the discs even, yeah. So I've talked about the 4K itself. So it includes both the international and Korean version of the film, presented via seamless branching, so you can watch, I think, both of them at the same time, effectively. Then you got brand new audio commentary by film critic James Marsh and film critic and producer Piers Conran. Then you got archival audio commentary by the director and actors Song Kang-ho, Lee Byung-hun, and Jung Woo Sung. That's on the international version. Then you got the archival audio commentary by director, cinematographer Lee Moge, and lighting director Oh Sung Chu, and art director Cho Hwai Sung. That's on the Korean version. And then we get a new introduction to the film by Kim, the director himself. Then on the second disc, which has the bonus features. So we don't actually have a Blu-ray to compare it against. I just realised that was a bonus feature. So I'll just go straight into for the 4K when I get a 4K release. I rarely even use the Blu-ray that it comes with. But on the bonus features disc, which is our interesting Blu-ray, you got Corralling Chaos in the Desert, a new interview with the director. Then you got Dusty Dust-Ups and Sweaty Saddles, an interview with martial arts coordinator Jung Do-hong. Then you got an archival making of films and featurettes, trailer gallery, and image gallery as well. So clearly that's enough special features to warrant its own disc, because usually a 4K is more than enough to put the special features on as well as the film. But I'm guessing because there's two different versions of the film on the 4K, that's taken up a lot of space. So maybe that's why. I don't think there's any reversible art. Yeah, there's reversible artwork on this as well, which is the poster that we've already seen. So I'll show you that. So I'm not sure which is the original or not, to be honest, but I like both of them as well. So it's going to be a hard toss up to decide which one to actually give the priority when it comes to the poster. But yeah, I really like the box it's got going for it as well. A proper solid one. This isn't the kind of film that I typically expect Arrow Video to release in this hard box 4K format. You know, usually it's been a lot lately that it's been the case that they've basically just been re-releasing their Blu-rays on a new 4K format, but with the special editions being all of the same. You know, you look at the RoboCop ones and Tremors and what were the other ones? Um, I think it was like Crimson Peak and stuff like that, were all given a 4K release, but all the physical aspects were all the same. So yeah, that was a bit of a shame, but still, it's nice to have this, especially since I now have this to go alongside A Bittersweet Life. I hope The Age of Shadows gets a release. Pretty sure I saw The Devil as well on a special edition as well. So hopefully we get The Age of Shadows, and then I have my 4 favourites from the director all in my collection. Nonetheless, so if you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.